Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
It's Wednesday, the 6th day of October. It's Wednesday, the 6th day of October 2021. I'm Odette Campbell. In the headlines this evening, is Grenada inching toward mandatory vaccination? The question comes as new rules are rolled out for daycare workers, parents, hospitality workers, and persons who want to sit and dine inside of a restaurant. We'll explore that issue this evening. St. Andrew farmer tells GBN's Rena Pear Thomas how he was forced to run for his life with two young men in hot pursuit pelting him with stones. Grenville vendor forced to live in fear as ransacked once again after several break-ins and a sexual assault. A parent and teacher takes GBN through the online learning experiences, highlighting the challenges, positives, and possibilities. We'll take you to St. Andrew for that. And a businessman relates the topsy-turvy pace of doing business with disruptions along the supply chain. Grenada's star athlete javelin thrower Anderson Peters gets accolades and congratulatory plaque from the sports ministry. And now let's cross to Prisca, Patterson for a look at what's happening beyond Grenada and other developments in the wide and wonderful world of sports.
Good evening, Odette, and a special good evening to our viewers and listeners. In our probe around the globe this evening, public school buildings are now a hot commodity for would-be burglars, and Sweden puts a pause on the use of Moderna vaccine. Sporting fans, you will hear more about Jamaica's Nesta Carter, who tested positive and faces disciplinary hearing. Over to you, Odette.
Thanks, Prisca. Definitely we'll be looking forward to those. We'll bring you those after this message.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products, or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
And now for the news in detail. We'll get into the details of all those stories we mentioned in the headlines. Is Grenada moving toward mandatory vaccination? That's the question being raised in some circles. This follows pronouncements made in government circles on Tuesday. Cherian Blackman-Stevens is following the vaccine trail.
Many Grenadians listened to the address delivered by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell on Tuesday and were happy with some of the changes made, which allow people more unrestricted movements. While maintaining that this government will not move to legislate mandatory vaccination, the Prime Minister maintained that this is the key to getting back to a state of normalcy.
No one can force you to take the vaccine. No one. I said before, I will not support any law that compels people to vaccinate. That's my philosophical position. Some countries are doing it. Comes and say if you ain't get vaccine, you can't get this, and you can't. I'm not in that. That's a human responsibility. Protect yourself. But my urge is to vaccinate, because that is the way we can get back to business as usual.
While the Prime Minister delivered the headlines on the changes, the details came from Attorney General Dia Forrester.
Thirdly, daycare centers also have the requirement to present the vaccination status of individuals working there. Likewise, to be able to open, or to be able to discharge duties at that business as an employee. There is a further requirement for daycare centers, that is, individuals dropping off and picking up infants must also present their vaccination status to be able to attend or access the daycare centers.
The same statute now applies to senior citizens' home. Following Tuesday's announcement, observers said it has become apparent that the country is being slowly pulled along a path of mandatory vaccination, even in the absence of any definitive announcement from the government. Public Relations Officer of the National Democratic Congress, Claudette Joseph, was asked about the party's position on mandatory vaccination.
I wouldn't want to venture an NDC position on that, but what I can tell you is that people have a right to decide what goes into their body, and they have a choice to make. But one of the early principles you learn in constitutional law in terms of fundamental rights is that those rights stop where they begin to affect other people's rights. So with rights come responsibilities.
Many countries around the world are witnessing a higher level of vaccine hesitancy. In Antigua and Barbuda, Prime Minister Gaston Brown implemented a mandatory vaccination policy effective Monday of this week.
Just yesterday, my cabinet took a decision that all public servants must get vaccinated or get tested at least twice monthly. Otherwise, you will not be eligible to enter into the workplace. And if you don't come to work, you cannot justify getting paid. And if you don't come to work after a period of time and you abandon your job, you lose your employment.
And for those in Grenada who believe that without a legal mandate to force vaccination, there can be no legal penalties for breaching the regulations, Attorney General Dia Forrester says,
yes, there will be checks that are going to be done by the Chief Medical Officer and his team in relation to those establishments to be able to confirm that they are indeed complying with the regulations. And if there is non-compliance, there is provision within the regulations for penalties to be attached. For instance, if a business is non-compliant, they may be closed for up to 7 days. Likewise, if an individual is non-compliant, you can, of course, be charged in the regular scheme that the regulations have provided for traditionally.
Mandates or no mandate, the debate rages. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement warns Grenadians not to get too comfortable with the easing restrictions which were announced yesterday. Let's hear his thoughts on that and related issues in this dispatch from Gerard Joseph.
Continue to follow the protocols and take personal responsibility is a message from opposition leader Tobias Clement following the address by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell on Tuesday. Ease of movement is being experienced as the restrictions to curb the spread of the virus have been somewhat lifted.
From the history that I have read about COVID, about infectious disease like this, about pandemic, which we had a similar one 100 years ago, it comes in 3 waves. And in my mind, this is just the first wave.
However, Clement is advising Grenadians to persist and not get comfortable.
I would advise you, I would advise everybody, continue to operate as if the next person you meet probably has COVID, and protect yourself and protect your family.
His major concern is the continued lack of responses or recommended solutions to address children being left at home as parents return to work.
For instance, I have a son, he's 9 years old, he has to be at home. If both parents are working, then what do we do with him in terms of getting him online, getting him ready? Do we send him by a neighbor? Do we bring in somebody to our home who may be not vaccinated?
He says this trend can have dire effects as children are left unattended as schools remain closed. Addressing the regulations that require vaccination for the reopening of businesses, the opposition leader believes there is nothing to be afraid of when noting the science and development of vaccines.
What we have to do is to continue to educate our people that there are benefits in getting yourself and your family vaccinated. I say if you are hesitant about it, consult a physician. and know what is going on with you and your family, and by all means necessary, you should get vaccinated.
Clement reiterates that whether it is no movement or movement, people must take personal responsibility to protect themselves and their families. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And we're moving on now to other news. A St. Andrew farmer says he is still shaken after he was attacked on his farm about 8 days ago, having to run for his life. He shared his story with GBN's Rena Pear Thomas.
Neville Alexander is a 83-year-old farmer of Moncton, St. Andrew, who believed that if it wasn't for God, his family would have found his body in his farmland 8 days ago. He told GBN that while working on his farmland at Maribo, St. Andrew, he was attacked by 2 young men. The farmer said his only crime was to ask them to greet him when passing through his land.
When I noticed that they reached a path to me, and they didn't say morning, they don't say anything, I turn and tell them, I say, what happened? This place is you alone? Are you just walking in the land and do? Saying morning, don't say anything? That was the worst thing I ever see. They start, oh, you want me to kill you so-and-so? You want me to kill you so-and-so? And they start using us at the word. And when I say, oh, well, I'll go in the station, they start picking up stone on me. So I start running.
A farmer for over 50 years, Alexander says that while this is not the first encounter with the young men, it was the first time it had escalated to this level. Mr. Alexander related how he ran to his vehicle, which was parked a short distance away. The 2 men were in hot pursuit.
I tried to go inside the van. I leave the key, they on the door. I leave the key. And I tried, as I get inside the van, they start coming on me, and I do, I get out and trap me out there. I'm bawling for people to hear, bawling, murder, but I'm fighting them. I don't allow one to go behind my back and one day in front. I'm trying to get all of them to the front. And I'm running at them, they're running back, and then when I get up, I'm getting tired too. I will kill you. All what I tell him, I will kill you. Give me all what you have. And they start thinking, well, I said that is my last time. But all what I'm trying to do is to trap one that I could able, the police, when they kill me, the police will be able to see one of them.
The farmer said, with the help of God, he left his van behind and ran towards the nearest house while he was pelted with stones. The police were called to the scene and asked to investigate the action of the 2 young men for yet another time.
The police come. When we go back down in the van, they search everything in the van. They search all way. You see all me thing what I have, they turn it over. And up to now that I go and make a report in the station. The RLC police go and pick up the next one up to now. This is something that we always ask for, protection. Before, I think we had the farm watch. I was in the farm watch. And the police was doing plenty better than now. I am telling you, he has some dangerous, very dangerous young fella. Very, very dangerous. They will kill you for hit me.
The farmer says that the keys to his van remains missing and he is still scared of going to any of his farmlands by himself. He said farming is what sustains his family and he needs to feel safe to put food on his table. Mr. Alexander told GBN that other farmers have reported complaints about the 2 individuals before. GBN called the Grenville police station and was told they are aware of the matter and that an investigation is ongoing. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
Thanks, Rena, for that. And we're staying in St. Andrew, where we have reports of an elderly woman believing that she is the target of a bandit who remains on the loose. After a painful experience that left her hospitalized 2 years ago, she has faced 2 attacks on her home this week. Here is Christelina John with her story.
That's the condition inside this 84-year-old woman's home. 2 years ago, Miss Margaret Noel fell victim to a rapist. The elderly woman who lived alone was forced to flee her home following the incident. from fear of a repeat. To date, no one was held liable for this heinous act. 2 years on, she has been attacked again. This time, her home was ransacked by an intruder twice in 1 week. Noel, who is well known for her sweet tooth treats and a vendor in the town of Grenville, told her story to GBN with the hope that she will obtain some form of justice.
So when I reached by the cinema there, I noticed at the back door, not expecting nothing happened. When I reached, I said, but what going on? That time that they take, I see a big stone there, I didn't know this stone. They bust because my son-in-law well nearly done with piece of wood. And they break all the piece of wood to able to put their hand to pull out those things, and they don't mash up the door. Put my hand in my hand and I say, Jesus, Jesus, say, man, give me this strength.
The intruder enters through a back door, she says, that was smashed with a stone. The police were called in on both occasions. However, an arrest is yet to be made.
Police tell me, well, Wednesday, see what I miss, because it ain't that, everything they capsized inside the room, the bar, but it wasn't so yet. So we could have moved about free and thing. Yes, they came again and then they watch and they tell me, well, they're going to, they go call it, and they call it people again. They took it, yes, CID going to come. As long as the whole day, Monday, well, I want to hold the person so they should know who, because it's a culprit. They didn't get the first one. No. So if they didn't get the first one, maybe it's the same person who come back. Because they come for money and they come and want to do again.
Nordica, a close friend who visits Miss Noels regularly, expressed her disgust over the situation.
I'm talking to all the one all inside me running. I have first before I go wrong. When I reach her, meet she and she needs say, but me and is very good too. And she say, girl, look at what they do to me. And when I come and I watch, that is what I see. And I say, no, I say, Miss Margaret, even in the daytime, you have to be careful here too, because look how they're doing. So even in the daytime, sometimes they pass in the back and nobody see when they pass in the back and come in. And thing, it's sad, it's really sad.
It's confirmed to GBN Miss Noel's report of being raped and her house broken into, and that to date, no one has been arrested in connection with the attacks on her. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Two very harrowing stories indeed. This is Network News. Still to come from us, the Ministry of Sports recognizes Anderson Peters and Coach Paul Phillip on the second anniversary of the World Javelin Champion Award. We'll bring you that after these commercial messages.
Republic Bank remains committed to providing all its valued customers with high quality and personalized service in a safe and comfortable environment. In order to maintain COVID-19 protocols while serving you, it has become necessary to arrange an appointment with your relationship officer or the customer service representative at your branch for the following products and services: loans, overdrafts, credit cards, new accounts to include savings, checking, certificate of deposit, and foreign currency, reactivation of dormant accounts, and private banking for existing customers only. You may also log on to our website, complete the application form for the service required, and submit via email to your specific branch. Requests for appointment can also be emailed to customerservice@republicgrenada.com or via private message on our Facebook page. For private banking service, kindly contact your specific branch via telephone. We look forward to welcoming you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology. By the end of 2021, the new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
Showtime shop at Quartz. We got all the things you want. So many ways to shop. You can pick up curbside. It's Showtime shop at Quartz. All the appliances, electronics, and furniture you like. Showtime. Showtime. We got it. Just what you need. Yeah, Quartz got it.
Grenada Electricity Services Limited will host its 62nd annual meeting of shareholders virtually on Zoom on Thursday, 21st October at 10 a.m. Each attendee is required to register. To ensure that attendees are shareholders or proxies, registrants must be verified by the ECSE. To allow adequate time for this process, we encourage shareholders to register early. Visit grenleg.com or call Grenleg at 237 for registration details.
Government, private sector, civil society, academia, farmers, the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization, invites you to World Food Day 2021, the virtual edition, under the theme, Our Actions Are Our Future, Better Production, Better Nutrition, a Better Environment, and a Better Life. Join us October 15 from 9:30 a.m. via Zoom, Facebook, GIS, and Real FM as we recognize and celebrate the many successes of the agriculture sector.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 gigabyte daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 gigabyte daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in My Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
And we continue network news on K105 and GBN television, along with our social media platforms. Those of you following us online, a very good evening to you, as we've said before. Let's start this segment with news of education. And in this story, we will give you an insight into what online school is like for a student and the experience of a mother of two. For the past 4 weeks, they've been putting shoulders to the wheel, managing time and juggling responsibilities. The Mackey family shared their experience with GBN's Rena Pear-Thomas.
It is clear that face-to-face learning is not going to happen anytime soon. Many are foreseeing students spending their entire first semester on their online platform. But what are online classes like for students? And how are teachers finding the right methods to keep them excited about learning? We visited the home of Miss Alina Roberts to get an insight into what the online class is like, as one of her sons report to school daily online. Roberts' oldest son is a grade 1 student who attends the St. Giles Anglican School. GBN caught him in the middle of one of his classes. When asked about her son's attention span maintaining focus, Roberts says that the teachers try their very best to keep the class interactive, but understanding that children are easily distracted, she is always there to ensure he stays on track.
I must indeed commend the teachers for the great effort they are making, because I recall some of the teachers were even afraid of the technology, but I'm seeing them exploring the Zoom platform, even exploring different platforms and making the sessions very fun and interactive. The teachers are doing an excellent job. Sometimes with the internet, sometimes you get unstable internet and being focused. I think that's really the challenges. But sometimes you have little hiccups, with other children. Sometimes, they're a little bit rowdy. But we all know children, it's very difficult to keep them put. But bearing in mind all of these circumstances, I think they're doing a superb job.
The mother says that while she understands how difficult it is for some parents to ensure that children remain attentive to their classes, she must say that the online platform has positively impacted how parents are now showing interest in their children's education.
I'm really impressed with the support of the parents. Sometimes when you have the face-to-face, you don't see much of the parents, involvement. But I believe through this online, I'm seeing much more of the parents. You would see them, helping the child find the page or assisting the child with the work that they have to do. So yes, I'm seeing a lot of parental involvement.
She has this advice for parents out there who are still struggling to adjust to the online learning and teaching platform.
I know sometimes it can be a little bit, challenging because you're not accustomed. You're accustomed, you dress your child and you send them off in the hands of the teacher. But see it as an opportunity where you as the parent can bond a little bit more with the child and use it as as a stepping stone where you can help the child better in education.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
And we will stay with education for the time being. What we've learned today is that all classes will be online for the new group of students entering the T.A. Marisho Community College this semester. The guidelines and procedures for students were outlined by officials on Wednesday. Let's cross back again to Rena Pear-Thomas for an update.
It's online classes for first-year TAMCC students this year, as the tertiary institution decided not to recommence classroom sessions for students due to the current COVID-19 situation in Grenada. During a press briefing on Wednesday, Registrar and Acting Principal of the T.A. Marisho Community College, Marva Brown-Neptune, said going forward online registration will begin from the 18th to the 22nd of October, as CXC results are expected to be ready between the 11th and 15th. She said students who have already applied should wait for the school to contact them after receiving their results so they will know the next step.
You're not going to be coming to the T.A. Marisho Community College to do the registration process. So what you need to do is once the results are out, you wait. During the week of October 18, that's for the professional school, to the 22nd, we are going to contact you. We are going to contact you to discuss your results and whether or not you have met the requirements to be accepted into the T.A. Marshall Community College.
The students will be using an online platform such as Moodle for classes and will need to have online devices and internet connection to do so. The registrar says that all students should use their college email to make all inquiries going forward and advised that all tuitions can be paid online or through appointments.
So you're paying to Republic Bank, First Caribbean, and Co-op Bank using account number 102741, and to Republic Bank with the former Scotia through using account number 3003910. So that would be how you'd pay. You can come to the college. We've scheduled appointments with you, so you can come. If you cannot pay through online or virtually, you can come to the college using a drop box to deposit your check.
Mrs. Neptune also mentioned the new date for the 2021 graduates and guidelines they will need to know to ensure that all requirements are met to graduate.
Our graduation ceremony will be held on the 2nd of December. That's a Thursday. And so we are in the process of auditing all the students to make sure they have met the requirements to be awarded the associate degree in their various programs. And in so doing, I'm encouraging the students to speak to their academic advisors. Go over your progress reports. And if you think that you would have failed anything or you would have gotten a grade C- and below, you could very well apply to do a resit.
School for Continued Education will also be following the same guidelines with an extra week of registration. Students who have not applied to the college as yet are asked to do so as soon as possible. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
Well, the disruption in education is crossing over to other sectors. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused significant disruptions to global trade. With no indication of how long the world will be battling the waves of COVID-19, some business owners are uncertain about the future and how they're going to be doing business. Let's go to Joseph Cadill for this one.
Uncertainty, that's the word being used by a local businessman to describe the current economic situation globally and locally. 18 months into the COVID-19 pandemic, global executives responded to the latest McKinsey Global Survey, hinting that the global economy was on track towards a recovery. However, with the Delta variant affecting so many parts of the world, worries over the pandemic's effects on the global economy have also re-emerged. Director of Fortune Foods Limited, H.A. Mabubani, points to supply chain disruptions and inflation as two of the current culprits.
Factories are finding it very difficult to get raw materials because the demand is so much, and the larger companies are able to put out the financing in order to get it. The smaller companies will have to wait their turn, and basically it's supply and demand. That is one of the issues. And the second issue is there is lack of labor force worldwide because of the pandemic. It's either people have left the labor force out of fear, people have left the labor force because they may have contracted a disease and are unable to work. They are having physical challenges.
The veteran businessman thinks it's important that the right balancing act be employed, given the current economic situation.
Certain customers will have to be creative and say, okay, prices of certain products have gone up. How can we be creative in order to keep our expenses down, in order to still maintain our client base, and also keep our workers happy? Because that's going to be very tricky. Because every dollar we are paying them, inflation is causing them, I'm not too sure they're able to even meet their needs now, especially for food.
The COVID-19 pandemic has caused significant disruption to global trade. Last year, global trade fell by 8.9%, the steepest drop since the global financial crisis. And according to trade experts, the impact of the COVID shock on trade was different across countries. In particular, the fall in Chinese trade was much smaller than in other regions. The recovery of Chinese trade was especially strong, supported by robust global demands for goods and China's ability to reopen its domestic supply chains ahead of other countries. Experts have also pointed to the significant impact on global shipping, which have increased by around 350% since May 2020. Joseph Kador, GBN News.
Thanks, Joe, for that. And accolades and recognition are in order for Anderson Peters, the men's world javelin champion. Peters and his coach, Paul Phillip, were recently recognized by the Ministry of Sports. We get the details from Jared Joseph.
This day, October 6, 2019, Anderson Peters, with a throw of 86.89 meters, became the world javelin champion. Fast forward 2 years later, the Ministry of Sports and by extension the government of Grenada gave a token to show their appreciation to the outstanding athlete who returned home several weeks ago. Coordinator of Sports Caroline Peters said the tokens for the athlete and coach are for their contributions toward the development of sports in the area of the javelin throw.
I want to tell Anderson to continue working hard. We have been supporting and will continue to support you. We want to say thanks to Mr. Phillip for his demonstration of professionalism and his continued hard work so that Anderson could achieve his goal. So on behalf of the Ministry of Sports, we want to say thank you, Mr. Peters, for your contribution, and we pray that you continue to bring goal and good results to our country and make us proud.
Anderson, on receiving the token, expressed his gratitude for the recognition given.
It's been a rough season for me and my coach, but it was a learning process also. I would think that we learned a lot. And going into 2022, it would be a whole different scenario because of the way we was able to educate ourselves in 2021. The Olympics being my first Olympics, it was very tough. I think I had too much of a pressure on myself while competing there. So unfortunately, that's something that I still have to learn to deal with as an athlete. But it was a great learning experience, and I'm really grateful for it. And I would also like to say thank you to the citizens of Grenada for supporting me through my entire career so far. And in 2022, I'm going to try and defend my title as a world champion, and I would require all the support of the citizens of Grenada.
The world champion placed 15th with a throw of 80.42 meters, failing to advance to the finals at the Tokyo Olympics. However, he won the Diamond League in Paris with a season's best of 85.98 meters, with second and third place finishes in a number of Diamond League and other athletics events. I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
Kudos to Anderson Peters and his coach. We say well done. This is Network News. Are you planning to secure a visa to visit the United States anytime soon? Well, if that's the case, we have some not so good news for you. We'll share that when we come back after these messages.
Continue breastfeeding after an emergency or disaster. Breast milk provides all the nutrients your baby needs for the first 6 months of life. Breastfeeding is safest for babies at a time when water may be limited and unsafe. No need to worry about mixing formula. Breast is best. Forget the rest. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from PAHO.
Consumers Guarantee Insurance advises the public of a temporary change to their office hours, effective September 28. The new hours are Mondays to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Fridays, 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. These office hours will continue until further notice. As we continue to cope with this pandemic, all are reminded to remain safe and follow all COVID-19 protocols. We thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Introducing Color by Seasons. 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 Color by Seasons.
Let's get tough on breed larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all people, 400 for police for them thief and fellas. To all families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breed larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report breed larceny, call 300.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology. By the end of 2021, the new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
And thanks for staying with the broadcast this evening. Shall we move over to news of foreign affairs? Well, Grenadians wishing to secure visas to travel to the United States will not be able to do so anytime soon. That's because the U.S. Embassy in Barbados is putting a pause on processing non-immigrant visa services from next Tuesday, October 12th. The embassy says it has been forced to do so because of local COVID-19 conditions. The Barbados office will continue to provide emergency and mission-critical typical non-immigrant visa services. However, it has sent a signal that these appointments are extremely limited. The Consular Division in Barbados said today that routine visa services will resume as soon as possible, but the embassy is unable to provide a specific date at this time. If the U.S. Embassy is unable to honor an appointment, applicants will receive an email providing instructions on how to reschedule their appointment for a later date. If a MRV fee was paid, it will remain valid until September 30th next year. MRV fees are non-transferable. We here at the GBN will keep you posted if and when further updates are provided by the embassy in Bridgetown. And now, let's take a peek through the camera lens, see what came in for tonight's GBN ISAW.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISAW submission features Henry Christophe. Did you know that today is the birthday of Henry Christophe, the last king of Haiti who was a Grenadian? According to reports, Christophe was born on the island of Grenada in 1767. His parents were slaves brought to Grenada with thousands of other West Africans to work on sugar plantations. It is said that Henry's argumentative and obdurate nature led his father to sell his services to a French ship's captain as a cabin boy. The ship's captain then sold Henry to a French sugar planter in the French province on the island of Saint-Domingue called Haiti. The brutality of the French planters led to much discontent among the slaves in Haiti. These acts of brutality were witnessed by Henry and set the stage for his key role in the Haitian Revolution. To continue the improvement of Haitian life, Christophe decided to create the first black kingdom in the Western Hemisphere. Historians say he declared Haiti a kingdom with himself as King Henry. We thank our ISAW reporter for this informative submission. Continue to send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Very informative indeed. Those are things I didn't know. And still to come from us this evening, Sweden puts a pause on the use of the Moderna vaccines, and Jamaica's Olympic and World Championship medalist Nesta Carter, whose positive doping test caused Usain Bolt to be stripped of his Beijing 2008 Olympic meters relay gold, has tested positive again, and he faces anti-doping hearings from next week. We'll tell you about that when we join Prisca Patterson for a probe around the globe and a look at sporting highlights. Stick around.
It's your summer everything loan from the Communal. Borrow up to $10,000 for all your needs. School supplies, staycation, home renovations, appliances or furniture. You can have it all with a summer everything loan. With competitive interest rates and same-day approvals, you can't beat this loan special. Not a member? Join today to get onto this exciting offer. It's your summer everything loan from the Communal. Apply today and take advantage of this exciting offer. Visit the nearest Communal branch or call us at 440-1755 for more information. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
The croton scale insect, a new threat to our agricultural production, is now creating major damage to several plants. Mango, soursop, plums, guava, avocado, and crotons are among the main ones affected. Excessive sooty mold, black blight, is associated with this pest. Take action now. Cut and burn infested fruits and shoots. Do not move infested materials to other areas. Treat with horticultural oils and recommended insecticides. Request assistance from the Ministry of Agriculture. Follow all safety protocols when burning trash or applying pesticides. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Synatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered. And now for a look at the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, windy and hazy with light to moderate showers and a medium chance of lightning and thunder. Do look out for that this evening. And the minimum temperature 25.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeast to east at 14 to 24 miles per hour. There are moderate waves 5 to 7 feet in open water. Small craft operators, there's an advisory in effect. The low tides at 8:45 on Wednesday night, and the next high tide 3 o'clock on Thursday morning. Looking ahead to Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy and hazy with moderate to heavy afternoon and nighttime showers, accompanied by lightning and thunder. And we move ahead looking on to Friday. Let's see what Friday will look like. Well, on Friday, cloudy to overcast and hazy with moderate to heavy showers accompanied by lightning and thunder. Seems to be a staple these days. Sunrise 5:57, sunset 5:54 on Friday. And on Saturday, sunrise again 3 minutes to 6 o'clock, and the sun will depart the horizon at 5:54. The weather will be partly cloudy and cloudy with moderate to heavy showers, medium chance of lightning and thunder.
Sporting fans, 3 UK-based players withdrew from the Reggae Boys squad for their upcoming 3 CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, which starts on Thursday against the United States in Texas. We get the details in this report.
Following news on Monday that defender Ethan Pinnock would not be making the trip for the qualifiers due to injury, another 3 have since decided that they will miss the trip as well. Striker Mikel Antonio, who made his debut against Panama at the National Stadium, was supposed to join the squad in Texas on Tuesday, but opted not to do so. Antonio, who is not carrying an injury, states, quote, "I can confirm that unfortunately I will not be joining up with the Jamaican national squad for the World Cup qualifying matches this week. Myself, West Ham United and Jamaica have all agreed that given the logistical and travel difficulties involved at present, it is better for me to remain with the club in London at this time. I remain fully committed to Jamaica and look forward to representing my country in the future," end quote. According to TVJ analyst O'Neill Meredith, this is a missed opportunity for Antonio. Also joining Antonio on the sideline are centre-back Liam Moore, who cited injury as his reason, and midfielder Daniel Johnson, who is said to be taking precautionary measures after a minor knock over the weekend. Another TVJ analyst, Anthony Follis-Williams, says the absence of the 4 players could be detrimental to the team. But Williams further states that the commitment of some English-based players must come into question. Despite the dropouts, Williams believes that the Reggae Boys can pick up some points from the 3 games. Currently, only 20 players are in the squad, which is now short of 3. Following Thursday's encounter against the United States, the Reggae Boys will play Canada on Sunday at the National Stadium before going away to play Honduras next week, Wednesday. Denise Walters for TVJ Sports.
In the world of athletics, Jamaica's Olympic and World Championship medalist Nesta Carter, whose positive doping test caused Usain Bolt to be stripped of his Beijing 2018 Olympic 4x100 meters relay gold, has tested positive again and faces an anti-doping hearing next week. Confirmation of the now-retired Carter's positive test came from the chairman of the Jamaica Anti-Doping Disciplinary Panel and the sprinter's lawyer, Stuart Stimson. Stimson declined to provide any details on the substance or the circumstances surrounding Carter's positive test. The latest anti-doping violation comes 3 years after Carter lost his appeal at the Court of Arbitration for Sport against the International Olympic Committee's decision to strip him and the rest of Jamaica's men's sprint relay team, comprising Bolt, Asafa Powell, and Michael Frater, of their gold medals from the 2008 Beijing Games. And that's the sports news for now. Stay with us for a review of the main points. and welcome to our probe around the globe. Tonight we start in the neighboring island of St. Lucia, where the National Students' Council is fed up. Empty public school buildings, even with a security presence, appear to be a hot commodity for would-be burglars. The National Student Council is again appealing to the public to band together to protect the island's academic institutions.
With COVID-19 keeping St. Lucian students at home, empty schools have apparently become the soft targets of choice for would-be burglars. The most recent break-in reportedly occurred on or about October 1st. The target, St. Joseph's Convent Secondary School in Cedars Castries. An undisclosed number of items, including computers and other electronic devices, were allegedly taken by the burglars. The National Students' Council, expressing concern over the number of schools targeted by thieves, says the robberies also deprive students of a quality education. The recent SJC break-in is preceded by a string of property crimes. Law enforcement blames the property crime upshot on the socio-economic disruptions linked to the COVID-19 pandemic. Like the modern-day tech stolen from local schools, the National Students' Council is appealing to the authorities to employ security measures at public schools that are in line with the times. Rihani Isidore, NBC Prime.
Medical team to investigate sudden death of a vaccinated teenage boy in Guyana. More in this report.
14-year-old Joshua Henry was a healthy boy, according to his mother. He loved running long distances and enjoyed a good game of cricket. But there was nothing the young lad loved more than school. Like thousands of other students, especially those in Camwater, Moruco Region 1, where he hails from, Henry grew tired of being out of school for so long. So, when the Santa Rosa Secondary School student heard the news that vaccination could ensure his return to the classroom, he was among the first in line to access the Pfizer jab. But tragedy struck on Monday when Joshua Henry went to take his second dose 3 weeks after receiving his first. According to his mother, Nisha Henry, her son was accompanied by his older cousin to receive his final dose a stone's throw away from their home around 2 p.m. 2 hours later, as he was preparing to play a game of cricket with his brother, the lad collapsed. He was rushed to the Kamaka Hospital, where he was pronounced dead upon arrival. Nisha Henry said everything unfolded right before her eyes. Still overcome with grief and pain, the mother of 5 said she is still in great shock and disbelief. Henry maintained that Joshua was healthy and had no known underlying health conditions. However, she stated that when the lad was 6 years old, he complained of mild pain in the chest, for which he was treated by a doctor. The issue, she said, never surfaced again.
He was strong all the time after then. After then, he never sickly or Mr. was a strong person. But I really doesn't take him to the hospital.
While the grieving mother of 5 is sure that the vaccine is responsible for her eldest son's untimely demise, she demanded that the Ministry of Health provide her with the answers she needs to heal, and soon. During the daily COVID update on Tuesday, Health Minister Frank Anthony said a team was on the ground to conduct a post-mortem to determine the youth's cause of death. Minister Anthony maintained that vaccines are safe, but reminded that side effects are common.
Very, very, very rare cases. Some people might experience what is called anaphylactic shock. And that's like one person in maybe more than 1 million that can experience anaphylactic shock.
The Pfizer vaccine was authorized for use by the United States of America's Food and Drug Administration and can be administered to adolescents between the ages of 12 to 17. Joshua had dreams of becoming a doctor.
Sweden and Denmark said on Wednesday they are pausing the use of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine for younger age groups after reports of possible rare side effects. The Swedish health agency said it would pause using the shot for people born in 1991 and later, as data pointed to an increase in myocarditis and pericarditis among youths and young adults that had been vaccinated.
The Swedish health agency on Wednesday said the country is suspending the use of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine for people born in 1991 and later. That announcement came after reports of possible rare side effects among youths and young adults, such as myocarditis, an inflammation of the heart muscle, which the Mayo Clinic says can include symptoms that resemble a heart attack. In a statement, the health agency said the connection is especially clear when it comes to Moderna's vaccine Spikevax, especially after the second dose. It added that the risk of being affected was very small. The health agency now recommended the Comirnaty vaccine from Pfizer-BioNTech instead. Some 81,000 people born in 1991 or later had received a first Moderna shot. They would not be getting a second jab. Earlier this week, the Swedish health agency said people aged 12 to 15 would only get the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. The European Medicines Agency approved the use of Comirnaty in May, while Spikevax was given the nod for children over 12 in July.
And that's it for our probe around the globe. Thanks for joining us.
Recapping the main points this evening, questions about whether Grenada is inching toward mandatory vaccination. And this comes as new rules are rolled out for daycare workers, parents, hospitality sector employees, and persons who want to sit and dine inside of a restaurant. St. Andrew farmer tells GBN's Rena Pay how he was forced to run for his life with two young men in hot pursuit pelting him with stones. GBN contacted Grenville police today. They said that matter is under investigation. A Grenville vendor forced to live in fear as her house is ransacked after several break-ins and sexual assault. A parent and teacher has taken GBN through the online learning experience, and she's been highlighting the challenges, the positives, and the possibilities. She says it creates an opportunity for parents to get more involved in their children's education. And businessman relates the topsy-turvy pace of doing business with disruptions along the supply chain brought about by COVID-19. And in sports, Grenada's star athlete javelin thrower Anderson Peters gets accolades and congratulatory plaque from the sports ministry. That's it for the newscast this evening. As always, you can catch up with us on our social media platforms just in case you missed any part of the newscast. I'm Odette Campbell. On behalf of the entire news team, we'll see you again tomorrow.